From JAV actress to Islam, the story of Rae Lil Black. Rae Lil Black, a name that evokes strong reactions across the internet. For some, she was a fantasy. For others, a symbol of rebellion, confidence, and sexual empowerment. But who is she? Beyond the pixels, the stage intimacy, and the artificial glamour. Behind every person is a person. Behind every performance is a past. And behind Rae's eyes, often lined in dark makeup, often hiding deep pain, there was a soul searching for identity, for healing, for something that fame and fortune could never provide. Her transformation from a Japanese adult film actress to a reclusive, spiritual woman embracing Islam was more than a plot twist. It was a testament to human complexity, contradiction, and capacity for change. This is her story. Childhood Shadows. Chapter 1. Childhood Shadows. Rae was born in Osaka, Japan. Her real name, according to unconfirmed sources, is Raewadi, with her family roots possibly tracing to Thailand. From the start, she was different. Japan is a homogeneous society. Foreign names, mixed heritage, or visibly different features often mean you are an outsider. Rae learned this the hard way. As a child, she was bullied in school, not for anything she did, but for who she was. Her accent, her looks, her vibe, the way she laughed too loudly or didn't act Japanese enough. Loneliness became her first companion. She spent long hours driving, watching Western music videos, and creating imaginary characters in her notebooks. She dreamed of escaping somewhere she could be herself. Somewhere no one could tell her how to speak, dress, or exist. Home wasn't much better. Her family life was strict, conservative, cold. There wasn't much space for emotional vulnerability. Mistakes were punished. Her questions about identity were brushed off. She was told to be normal, but she couldn't. Chapter 2. Running Toward Rebellion. By her teenage years, Rae had already developed a fascination with counterculture. While her classmates prepared for exams, she was diving into punk music, anime, Western movies, and eventually pornography. She didn't just consume it, she studied it. Not because she was perverse, but because it was honest and twist way. There was no pretense, no fake smiles, just raw human emotion, even if staged. At 18, she left home. She said goodbye to her old name and gave birth to a new one, Rae Lil Black. It was edgy, ambiguous, mysterious. She entered the adult film industry through amateur productions and indie shoots. Her look, the Asian girl with gothic makeup and tattoos, was instantly niche. She didn't just follow the rules of porn, she created her own category. Her fan base exploded. Chapter 3. Stardom, the spiral. Fame came quickly. On platforms like Pornhub, she gained millions of views. She became a meme, a TikTok trend, an internet goddess. But behind the scenes, she was deteriorating. Adult filmmaking is physically and emotionally exhausting. Shoots lasted for hours. Scripts often blurred the line between fantasy and degradation. She was told to act like a doll, to be dirty, to become what the male gaze demands. After each shot, she would return home to silence. Fame had not brought friends. Recognition had not brought intimacy. Her inbox was full of lust, but her heart was full of nothing. She began streaming on Twitch. She posted edgy tweets. She tried to own her identity by turning her sexuality into power. But it was still a mask. And every mask eventually breaks. Chapter 4. The Hidden Breakdown. In 2021, Rae disappeared from the internet for a few weeks. No streams, no tweets, no OnlyFans updates. Fans speculated everything. Rehab, pregnancy, suicide, secret marriage. The truth was more ordinary and more tragic. She had broken down. She couldn't look the mirror without crying. She started to wake up with panic attacks. She would stare at her ceiling for hours, whispering questions like, "What am I doing? What am I doing? Why do I feel so empty? Is this really who I am?" She was surrounded by money, attention, and opportunities, but none of it healed her wounds. In fact, it only made them deeper. That was when she began reading. Chapter 5, Reading Her Way to God. It started randomly, an audiobook about trauma, then a podcast about meditation, then YouTube channels about Stoicism, minimalism, and Islamic spirituality. The first time she heard a verse from the Quran, she cried. Not because she understood it fully, but because it sounded like a lullaby, like someone was speaking to her soul in a language she forgot she knew. She watched videos of women in hijab talking about peace, purpose, and modesty. She saw women smile not with seduction, but with serenity. She read verses that shattered her assumptions. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Verily, in the remembrance of God the hearts find rest. She began praying secretly. Chapter 6, Rebirth in Silence. Rae didn't announce her conversion. There was no live stream, no dramatic posts. It happened in silence, alone in her apartment, whispering, "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." She wept, and then she began deleting photos, videos, old content. She removed her explicit clips. She changed her wardrobe. She stopped streaming. People were shocked. Fans said she was throwing away her brand. But for Rae, it wasn't throwing anything away. It was returning to her soul. Chapter 7. The backlash, the tests. Not everyone welcomed her change. Online, she was mocked. "You were a porn star. You can't be a Muslim. This is just a phase. You are faking it for clothes." But Rae didn't reply. To me, according to my opinion, it is very normal. I'm not judging her, She's very cute and she's very hot. If she wants to date with me, probably I will say yes, and I am not judging her. The reason is I really fell in love with her because she's so beautiful. As she said before, if she didn't attend this industry, probably we wouldn't see her. Probably she wouldn't travel all around the world. This industry allowed her to travel all around the world. But I won't judge her because the basic reason is we are also coming from a poor families. And I know how you bullied in Japan. I'm showing respect to you. And I also would like to date with you if you allow me, because I also like the other JAV idols, JAV, Karamomonogi, Hatano Yui. But am I just supporting JAV industry? Not. But the sex is a part of our life. I'm just respecting your soul, and I'm respecting your idea. You are very hot. And if you want to believe in Islam, I will respect you. But let me finish my speech. Swadika. But Rae didn't reply. She was busy learning how to pray, how to fast during Ramadan, how to live with humility. Her DMs were still full of lustful messages, but she ignored them. Some men fetishized her even more now that she was a Muslim. That broke her heart. But Rae knew her struggle wasn't just external, it was internal. She had to review her thoughts, habits, emotions. She had to learn how to love herself, not for her body, but for her soul. It was hard, but it was real. Chapter 8. Redemption is real. Today, Rae lives a quiet life. She rarely posts. She studied Islam. She reads Quran. She keeps her circle small. She is not perfect, she never claimed to be, but she's on a path. Her story is not about glamorizing a dark past, it's about transcending it. It's a reminder that you are not your history, you are not your mistakes, you are not what the world wants to use you for. You are a soul, a seeker, a traveler on a path toward God. And God is always near. Final words beyond Rae Lil Black. Rae Lil Black is gone, but Rae, the human being, the believer, the reborn woman is here. Her story is not unique because she was a porn star. Her story is unique because she chose to change when the world said she couldn't. She chose modesty over money, faith over fame, light over darkness. She reminds us all, no one is too far, no one is too dirty, no one is beyond God's mercy. And perhaps that's what we need to hear the most. Here you listened to Rae's story, but according to me, the girls just most of the time just opening OnlyFans on their Instagram accounts. Would I just support them? No, because at the end they are dying while just consuming the drugs and they are committing suicide at the end. But the one thing is true, because they have to do that, because they are also from the very poor families like me. I am also from a very poor family. I also would like to date with a girl, but we cannot blame them. The world is like that. Probably if she didn't participate in that industry, she wouldn't travel. She wouldn't go outside of the Osaka. She wouldn't consume the high volume of the alcohols. She wouldn't consume the other things and she wouldn't eat the luxury meals. Therefore, there are two sides, okay? The good side and the bad side. I am not judging you, Rae. I am supporting you, your decision. I'm just supporting you. And also, you are very hot and I'm supporting your idea. You shouldn't forget about it because we are also human beings. Everybody can do a mistake. You made a mistake and you said that it's helped you a lot because the reason is you are from probably a Thai family background. You are half Japanese. Therefore, I understand your 外人の言葉をよくわかるようになりますよ。I'm supporting you, but you need to live in a good life. And if you want to date with me, you can date with me. Yes, you can still date with me. I don't know, you are very hot. Sorry. Yes, I'm watching your videos, but yes, you doubt it, but you are very hot, yeah, I understand, but yeah. If you still, yeah. Yeah, okay.